Alrighty guys, in today's video, we're going to be going over the option challenge that Zach and I have been taking part in. You've probably seen a couple of videos on this YouTube channel over the last couple of days. And in today's video, we're going to be covering a few stocks that I think are super ready to start breaking out. And we're going to be trading options on those this week as a part of that account challenge. Now, this Motley Fool article does kind of guide us through what those stocks are going to be, but I'm going to be giving technical analysis so that way we can actually make some consistent option trades inside of them. And before we break down each of these stocks and actually go into what is going on with them and where I think they're going to be going, I would highly recommend joining the Discord with the first link down in the description. Guys, we did over 2,000% in gains just this last week. As you can see right here, these are our total losses and total gains. Absolute massive success inside of our premium Discord this week. And if you guys are interested in joining, make sure obviously to hit this little button right here. And then inside of here, you can either get started with our premium yearly subscription or our premium monthly subscription. This is how you're going to get access to our daily buy and sell alerts, a mini course, and of course, access to all of us to ask questions and networking with top traders. If you guys are interested in this, it's going to be the first link down in the description. But let's get into these stocks. So first things first, Pfizer. Pfizer has been kind of stagnating for most of May into June. Not too much movement there, especially with the overall, the way that we've kind of been moving with this specific price action. Now, if we look here, earnings is actually going to be coming up, and that will of course be next week at the time of making this video. Now, this is a very classic type of movement that we see with pharmaceutical stocks, with biotech stocks, where we see a pretty significant run up towards earnings, and especially for PFE, where if you look at their last 5 to 6 earning dates, we have done an incredible job at actually reporting very solid earnings and doing pretty well in the process. Now, even though we have reported pretty solid earnings, we continue to see PFE on just this massive downtrend for what seems to be almost the better part of the first half of the year. And only now we're really starting to bounce back up into those high levels. Now we're on the daily chart here, so let's go down to the 15-minute here just so we have a better view. And if it'll load, it'll take probably a second here. But on the 15-minute chart, we should have a better idea of what the stock will be doing in the next couple of days if we were interested in either swinging this or looking for something else here. So as you can see on the actual 15-minute chart, which is really good for day trades, this stock is super overbought right now, right? We've had some pretty nice breakouts here over the last couple of trading sessions. And right now, I would not be surprised if we open next week on next Monday in the first market trading session. I wouldn't be surprised if we open red. And the reason I think that is because most of these trading days here have not really been anything that I'd write home about. Pretty lackluster, in fact, is probably what I would call them. And then obviously too, PFE has some heavy downside. Every time we spike up into the green on market open, we pretty much subsequently spent the rest of the day trending on the downtrend. That's kind of what the past couple of times that's happened here. So if anything, if I am going to swing this into next week, I'm thinking puts, and there's definitely probably room for a lot more puts into next week depending on the price action. But overall, I don't think we continue this bullish pattern. I would guess that we get a more short-term bearish pattern before we continue to see higher highs. And of course, that is kind of what we've been doing here over the last 30 or so trading days, as you can see right here. Now, next stock we'll be talking about today is AstraZeneca, or AZN. Another biotech stock, and again, reporting pretty good earnings. Also related, of course, to the actual, vaccine industry and everything with that. So of course there is quite a bit of volatility here. As you can see, lots of gaps here in the overall volume on AZN. So that is something, of course, you want to take notice of. Now, it's really too hard to call here on this specific time frame just because the actual candles are all over the place. There's no really clear direction. But when we zoom down to the 15-minute, we can see that the volume itself, especially in after hours and pre-market hours, are a little bit shorter. So basically what we're looking at here right now is a flat day on AZN. But when we look at the last 30 or so trading days, we can see that there was a pretty significant run up here and obviously a huge drop off in pre-market there on yesterday's trading session. And as far as what this stock could potentially be doing in the next couple of days, I wouldn't be surprised if we consolidate at these levels a little bit more. There might be some room for scalping. There might be some possibilities for scalping here as the RSI is kind of in the middle. Plus, we're above all of the EMA lines, or at least all of them except for the top EMA line here, which is typically a pretty bullish pattern, but we just kind of have to see. So AZN is going to be kind of one of those backup stocks where come Monday, I'll look at the technical analysis for it and I'll say, okay, this looks good, this doesn't look good, and I'll go from there. And that's kind of how I'll treat that stock. Now, VTRS, this is the last stock I want to cover today. And basically, huge breakout here, well above the EMA line, super oversold on the daily. As far as swing trades go, I'm definitely thinking about swinging puts into next week. We still have earnings coming up for this stock, so there could be some earnings potential or earnings kind of narrative stuff going on next week, but that's not until August. And of course, that's not even next week, but that is always something to take or to keep in the kind of the front of your mind when considering this. I'm thinking I'm swinging puts into this. This is super oversold from a swing trading perspective. And then even on a day trading perspective, still pretty bullish. And we're actually kind of forming a bit of a bull flag right now. Very interesting. Might end up actually taking this trade now actually that I'm looking at this chart inside of our Discord, which if you guys want to get access to that Discord and to those trades, make sure you use the first link down in the description. Get inside, click one of the links in the Join Us tab or in the Announcements tab, and you'll be taken to the Upgrade Chat channel where you can then upgrade your role and get access to the buy and sell alert channels, plus our mini course and a host of other benefits that you'll get inside of there as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.